Today I'm going to show you a nice simple sequence to improve comfort of the middle back and the neck and shoulders as well. So working position for this exploration is on your back and knees bent, feet flat, and you're going to have your two hands up in the air like so, and you can either just keep them together like this, or if you want to make a pistol to keep them together, that's also good. From here, I want you to reach with your arms towards the ceiling. And just notice what that feels like. You'll feel some effort in your chest and your shoulders, and you'll feel your shoulder blades come apart in the back, and then just nice and slowly let the shoulders come back to the ground. And you'll notice as you do this that the reaching doesn't come from your arms getting longer, but it comes from your shoulder blades coming apart in the back. Reaching up and then just slowly come down again. So when you're doing that, can you be kind of intentional about letting your shoulder blades spread? You might find your head kind of gets picked up a little bit and tipped backward, belly tightens, and then slowly come back to the floor. And let's do that one more time. Reaching up with the arms, letting the head tip back some. You'll feel the belly engages a little bit, and then slowly back to the start position. Okay, so for the next part of this, keep your nose in line with your thumbs and fingers here. And you're going to tip your arms to the right, like so. And you'll notice that to keep your nose in line with your hands, you have to turn your trunk. And then nice and slowly come back to center. And we're going to repeat that 2 more times, tipping our arms to the right, following with our nose, and feeling how it is actually our trunk that allows us to tip the arms over. So again, keep the arms straight while you do this. If you get to a point where the arms bend, that's your limit, you come back from there. So again, tipping the arms and the head to the right. And back to the start. And let's do that a couple of times to the left now. Notice if it's different on this side for you. So elbows straight, tipping the arms and nose to the left. Feel your rib cage roll. And then slowly come back to the start position. And again, tipping to the left. Feeling the effort of rolling the trunk to point the arms. Slowly coming back to start. And then one final time, tipping the arms to the left. And your head. And come on back. Okay. Now you'll probably find that there's a slight difference one side to the other. That's very common. So let's now go side to side. And in going side to side, can you begin to make little adjustments to what you're doing so that it starts to feel a bit more equal? And how do you do that? By paying attention to what you feel in the back as your rib cage rolls across the floor, and then just sensing what's happening. And once you do that, you can start to adjust what you're doing very easily just by paying attention. Okay, think about rolling your rib cage and head, and that is what turns your arms to the left and to the right. Okay, and back to center. All right, just take a moment to rest. Let your legs be straight. And just see how that feels now through the upper back, middle back, and into the shoulders and arms. Your shoulders and arms should feel quite comfortable now already and quite heavy on the floor. All right, let's expand on this. Back to the starting position. Hands pointing up. And now, instead of going side to side, I want you to point your arms. So now your shoulders are going to move. You're going to point your arms over your head. You don't have to follow with your nose now. You're just going to send the arms over your head as much as you can. And then from there, come back to the start position. And repeat. Reaching over the head. And let your armpits open as you do that, and you'll find that gives you a bit more space to send your arms overhead. And again, back to the start position. And just like before, we want to keep the elbows straight as we do this. If the elbows bend, that's your limit. Come back from there. And let's do that again. Arms going over the head, armpits open. And let your back arch a little bit, and see, does that help you send the arms over your head? And then as you come back to center, let the back flatten out a bit. And repeat. Arms over the head, Arch the back, open the armpits, keep the arms straight as you can, come on back. I could feel mine starting to bend a little bit there, so I kind of cheated. So we'll repeat. I'll keep my arms straight this time, keep it honest. Tipping the arms above the head, elbows straight. Kind of reach with your arms as well. Now my elbows are straight. And then as I come back, I let the back flatten out a bit. Okay, let's differentiate this a little bit. Start by arching your back. Keep the arch as you reach over your head and come back. So now you're not moving your back. You're moving your arms and shoulders independent of what your back is doing. And just do that about 3 times. Okay, one more time. I got a little loose with the elbows there. And come back and let your back soften out. Okay, now we're going to flatten our back a little bit. So you're going to press your back, your lower back, middle back into the ground a little bit and feel how that creates tension in your tummy. And keep your back somewhat flat as you reach above with the arms and then come back. And you'll probably notice that with the back flat, it's a little bit more difficult to get the arms overhead. So that tells us that if our tummy muscles are tight, it's going to restrict our arm movement. Okay, good. Well, let's do 2 more of these. Keeping the back flat as we point the arms overhead. And one more time. And back to center. Let's play with this a little bit. I want you to draw a circle with your arms, with your finger, basically. And just start to make that circle bigger and bigger. Keep your arms straight. And notice that to make the circle bigger, you have to let your trunk move a little bit. So as you go around, your back is going to roll a little bit left and right. And as you go up, your back might arch a little bit. And then as your hands come down, your back might flatten a little bit. But this making of the circle involves moving your trunk. So you're kind of using your trunk to help you point the circle around, or draw the circle, should I say. I'll do a couple of rounds and then change. Can you go in the opposite direction with your circle? Again, keep the elbows straight as much as you can. There is a tendency for them to loosen out. Mine are doing the same thing. But I can use my trunk to help me point this circle around. Okay, and come back to center. All right, now let's do that slightly differently. Let's keep the trunk still. So don't move your trunk now as you make a circle with your arms. And notice that now it's coming much more out of the shoulders, the shoulder girdle, the shoulder blades. And it feels a little different to do it with a focus on not moving your trunk. In some ways, it's a little more difficult to do it without moving your trunk. But now you're getting a nice release all through your shoulder girdle. Again, change directions. And just do that a couple of times. And then back to center and relax. And take a rest there. See how that feels. So that should now be feeling even more comfortable through the upper and middle back and into the neck and shoulders. That's a nice easy sequence to free up the neck and shoulders and the middle back. Give it a try. Let me know how you get on. And if you like these longer sequences, check out my on-demand classes. You can find a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.